Yo, 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 what is good, good people? Yeah, we are back at it again. Another edition of Your Don't Listen podcast. Yeah, you gotta excuse the hand. I don't want to talk about it, but yeah, the hand is a little messed up right now, and we are back in the mix with a new episode. Don't Listen podcast. BET Awards, right? Now, I wanted to give my opinion on what happened on the BET Awards. And at the end of the day, overall, I think it was decent, right? But I think it was quite a few mistakes made. This probably just gonna be my old head synapses, right? Because when people say, you know, oh, you just not into the new music and this and that, they right about that, right? But for the most part, I enjoyed it, right? Aside for a few mistakes, right? Now, being though this was 50-year anniversary of hip hop, right? I thought it was two mistakes that they made, right? I don't think this show should have been condensed and into a show that was simultaneously an award show and a celebration of 50-year hip hop. Now I know, a lot of people probably won't agree with that. But to me, I think on a standalone, just for a standalone, I think 50 years of hip hop should have been celebrated a whole different way. Like it should have had its own show. It should have been a gradual, you know, showed a gradual evolution of hip hop, of its essence, where a lot of the young folk could have got an idea of where they came from, where the craft came from. Because showing people and letting people do one verse of one hit song don't do 50 years of hip hop any justice, in my opinion. And there was a lot of notable people that weren't there, right? Now, of course, we're not talking about like dead rappers, right? We're talking about notable people that's still in the mix right now. That wasn't there. And a lot of people, in my opinion, it was like a whole lot of virtue signaling going on. And I'm like, where is they going with this? Like, there was no KRS-One there. Don't make sense to me. Okay. Nas wasn't there. He was on commercials during it, which don't make sense to me. One member of the Locks don't make sense to me. Right. And then in the middle of the old acts going through their transgressions, you had a lot of new people mixed in that really probably got 1 year in the game, if that. To me, that part really didn't make sense. And I just wanted a show. When you say you're going to celebrate 50 years of hip hop, that show should have been a standalone, because it wasn't even the BET Hip Hop Awards. It was just the BET Awards. And I think for them to condense it the way they did, kind of take away from the craft, because you really couldn't get the evolution of hip hop down in that 2 hours when you got all this other stuff going on. And I think they took away from the celebration. If you're going to do something like that, it should have just been a standalone show for the old acts to come in and do their thing with some of the new people now. And I think it shouldn't have been no awards given out. I think some of the older acts should have been able to do maybe a couple songs or a whole song, right? Because getting 16 bars from somebody you probably never even heard of or seen before, just was crazy to me. No Public Enemy. That's crazy to me, right? Because you had that backpack rapper episode go through, right? And you had the pro-black guys go through, right? When it's bigger than hip hop, which no genre of music that exists today is bigger than hip hop, I think they could have did a better job with the execution and relaying a message, a 50-year celebration of the greatest music genre that ever existed, right? Because if you compare it to any other genre of music, it's nothing has culturally changed people, the way they dress, the way they move, the way they think, the way they dance. No genre of music has done it more than hip hop. And I think on its own should have been a standalone award show. In my opinion, I don't even know if awards should have been given, but yeah, pay homage to the OGs, pay homage to the new people out here that's keeping the ball rolling and not mixed in with an award show. That's just my opinion, right? And then the other thing I would say, right? Oh my God, my girl, Patti LaBelle, with her tribute to Tina Turner, right? First of all, I think it was a horrible song selection. That's number one for the Queen Tina Turner, right? I think that was a horrible song selection. It was so many other songs that could have been done. Like I think What's Love Got to Do with It would have been a great song to interchange with the song that was done. That's just my opinion, right? And then a lot of people bagging on Patti because she forgot some words. There, first of all, that's not her song, right? She's 70 something years old, right? And usually when they do tributes to a fallen artist on the caliber of a Tina Turner, you have multiple singers, artists come out and pay homage to somebody as great as Tina Turner. And I thought one song didn't do her justice. Now, this is what I'm talking about, where they condensed it and made everything try to fit everything in. And I think it took away from the overall aesthetic of the show because Tina Turner should have had at least 5 minutes, 6 minutes of people talking about her and singing her songs and giving you a true rendition of what Tina Turner was to music and to people itself. I think they dropped the ball on that. I think just one song, quick and out, and then the song choice, I think was, in my opinion, not a great song to memorialize Tina Turner. I think, like I said, the song "What's Love Got to Do with It." I think Tina Turner, with the movie being out and everything, I think that would have been a better song selection to pay homage to her because a lot of the young people got introduced to her through that song. through that movie. So I think they dropped the ball on that. Now, what else? What else could I say? Now, there was a lot of artists that was on the award show, right? Uh that I would say I never even heard of. They had like big spots, right? Now, me personally, I'm not one of these old heads out here that's ignorant to the fact that there are new artists. It's new music. It's all that, you know. But all these new people that I never heard of put in spots of prominence, uh again, took away from, in my opinion, the award show. Now, don't get me wrong, I like to look at pretty faces, but I didn't know who half of these females were, and the ones that I did know who they were, it was like, this ain't your moment for me to be out there shining on a night where you're celebrating 50 years of hip hop, where you got other artists that could have been pushed to the forefront, established artists pushed to the forefront. And like I said, I don't want nobody to get me wrong. I'm not mad at the fact that there were new artists there, but in that position, 50 years of hip hop, we need to see some pioneers, more of the pioneers. Like they had a few, but you know, I just thought pure execution on the part of the planners for the BET Awards, in my opinion. But it's just my opinion. You all could let me know what y'all think down in the comments, right? Now, let's talk about Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes, right? Long overdue for him to get his flowers. To me, in my opinion, top five great, top five great MC. I can't put anybody above him lyrically, right? Because he's not one of those rappers that was just out here talking. Um, he was actually rapping. And then to hear the story that he told, that he got, I never knew he got kicked out of Leaders of the New School. And that's crazy. Because if you remember Leaders of the New School, Busta Rhymes by far was the best MC in that clique, right? By far brought the most energy to their music. Now, don't get me wrong, Brown was like that, you know, he was cool, and then you had the other two, Dingo, and like it was funny for me to hear that he got kicked out the group. And then I looked the fact that he did get kicked out the group, and what did the group do after that? Not much, right? But Buster kept ascending, kept ascending. Now, if you want to talk about wordsmith, you want to talk about longevity, you want to talk about hits, you know, his discography is second to none. I think it was a great thing that they chose to do Busta Rhymes, because how many different styles he encompassed, and how many different uh he's still out here like doing the damn thing. Like I just heard a song he did with Scar Lip from the New York joint, and I thought that was fire, but he's still in the mix, still got the fire to still come out there and give y'all dope music. But I just thought it was crazy, you know. I hope that message, that message that he sent out there, about, everything ain't about shaking your booty and everything ain't about shoot 'em up and everything ain't about, forgetting other people that's in that music space with you. And he said to the young people, come talk to him because he's an OG. He can steer you in the right direction. That's always been missing in hip hop because everybody too cool to collaborate. Everybody too cool to mix genres and a few guys did it and they did it well, but I mean, can nobody really say they did it better than Bus, my favorite rapper, by the way. And I just think, for him to get recognized for all the content, and then you be thinking about what took so long, right? What took so long is the industry itself. The industry itself, what they put out today is more of shoot 'em up, bang bang, and about half naked females out here. I think when you are of a certain ilk and you appreciate wordsmith or you appreciate a wordsmith, it's kind of hard for you to indoctrinate yourself to a genre of music that's dumbing down, in my opinion, and only selling images and not the craft itself, right? Because when I was coming up, everybody and their mama want to be a rapper, but only a select few would make it because back then you have to have something that separates yourself from other people. Now it's more so it don't matter what you sound like. The message is shoot 'em up, bang, bang, and girls shake your ass and play as many men as you can to get to the bag, right? Now, I'm not one to say that I don't like a good hardcore song. I appreciate it. I appreciate it all. But the diversity in music is what's missing. And I'm not sure that we have any diversity in the culture. Uh, I'm glad they recognize the brother like Busta Rhymes and allow his message because he said he only had 2 minutes and the brother talked for longer and they allowed that to happen. I think that was the message that he relayed to the people. I can't really play that here. I know I'll get a copyright strike, but the message that he relayed to the people is one that's sorely missed. And I think collaboration between the young and the old, the collaboration between the young instead of fighting each other or trying to outdo each other. Imagine what could happen if y'all all come together on the same page. And that's what Busta said. If you did miss that, I would advise you to go back and watch it. Collaboration leads to uh, making yourself better because you see more than just what you do. And that's what's missing in hip hop today, in my opinion. And I hope they get back to that because in all aspects of music, collaboration and participation could elevate a whole lot of other people and bring not only hip hop, you need R&B, you need jazz, you need all those type of genres to collaborate and kind of give some power back to the artists because the industry changed. Artistry don't have to because of the industry change don't mean it can't go back to the way it used to be because the ones that's controlling the levers of power when it comes to industry, they can't do music without the artist. The artist is the music. The artist is the power because without you artists, without artists in general, there will be no music. And people need to remember that if nobody's creating, they can't sell nothing. So the OGs need to figure out a way to give some power back to these artists and let these music companies pay these people the way they should be paying. Because ever since everything went to streaming, they got to hit extreme numbers just to even make some money. And then got to dibble and dabble into everything else. And these people are getting rich off your craft. Okay. Now, the other thing and the last thing I would say about the BET Awards is the fashion, right? Now, me personally, I'm not the best dresser in the world. Don't really care about it too much. As long as I look nice, everything is all right. Everything clean, you must know what I mean, right? But, you know, some of these brothers out here, I don't know if you brother or undercover sister or whatever it is, whatever genre you chose to be, or whatever it is. Y'all out here sending a lot of confusing messages to people. I think if you are one way, be that. That's fine. Nobody gonna try to tell you how to live your life. I'm not here to do that my damn self. But what I'm trying to say is if you're a man, you should look like a man. If you're a woman, you should look like a woman. And whatever that means to you, that's how you should take it. Okay? These confusing messages that get sent to our youth and our kids, it's kind of crazy. It's actually really crazy. And I don't pretend to know anybody or anything about that mission that these people are on, right? But what I tell you, you got to watch what you take in so you can know what you're putting out. And what I would tell anybody on that note, just pay attention to what your kids are listening to, what they looking at, because there's a lot of forces out here trying to confuse some folks. But I ain't one of them. I know what the agenda means. But I would tell you all, just pay attention and make sure that you know what your kids are watching and seeing, because there's a lot of mixed messages being sent out here. Okay? That's all I got to say. And hey, BT Awards, y'all need to think about these images you're putting out there, right? They need to do that. And they need to do a better job when they talking about our greats like Tina Turner. They need to do a better job when they doing a 50-year celebration of hip hop, in my opinion. More needed and could have been done to make that show what it should have been with the ciphers and everything. My girl brought that up. She was like, man, I thought they was going to do the ciphers. That's the basis of hip hop. The cipher, the freestyle. Can't do 50 years of hip hop like that. What I would say the BET and all the BET owners or whatever, who Tyler Perry is or whatever, y'all need to do a standalone show, bring that back, and celebrate 50 years of hip hop the right way, because that wasn't it for me. And a lot of people think the same way I do. And if you've been around as long as I have, you know what I'm talking about. Because the genre has been around about 2 years longer than I've been living. Should have been treated with kid gloves, because hip hop means that much to a lot of people, especially the OGs that put in the work, put in the time to make it be what it is today for the young ones. So a do-over is in order, and a re-celebration of Tina Turner is in order. She should be on every award show that come on BET this year and do it better every time, because she was that big of a person in the genre, in the space of doing music. Okay, that's what I got for you all today. I'd like to thank you all for watching. I know this is just my opinion. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments, and let's have a discussion and talk about it, and we can get to the skinny. Let me know where I was wrong down in the comments, and we can get to it. I'm a small podcast, so there's a good chance I might see what you got to say. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and keep rocking with the Don't Listen podcast, good people, because we still in the mix and we're not playing. So stop playing. All right, get where you ain't. We go hard in the paint. It ain't what you heard, it's what you think. Goddamn. Stop playing with me. And this has been the Don't Listen podcast. I wish peace to all of you on your journey, and be safe out there on those evil streets. Deuces. I'm out.
Since you been patient, be my motivation. Since I've been patient, baby, let me taste it. You know I hate it when you keep me waiting. Yeah, strip your clothes quick. Feel like Moses, I'm parting your seas. Dig you down, leave you dry, now you partly diseased. Pisces in your river make you quiver, I'm making you weak. Slide the left cheek, now the right one's